So, welcome back to my channel, guys. This is my friend Elise.
Hello.
Who has been my friend for many, many years, and we have very insightful conversations.
We do. Definitely do.
Yes. So we decided to get on camera and have one of our insightful conversations.
Let's do it.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Anything you want to tell the people about yourself?
A little nervous, no? I'm Elise. No, I've got
That's
nothing.
it?
That's,
Okay.
yeah. That's
We'll give a little background.
Sure.
We've been friends since high school, since grade 11.
I'm 17 years old, yeah.
Yeah, since we're... So Elise knows, like, everything. Like, she knows the good, the bad, the ugly.
All the stuff.
Yes.
I think it goes both ways.
Both ways, exactly. So, anyways, okay, so today we want to talk about safety.
Yes.
That's what we're... Okay, so the background story of this, I basically saw a video on Shan Boudram's podcast, and they were talking about safety relating to this whole Adam Levine situation. So let's watch the video, and I'll put it like on the thing too.
We lean into empathy first and say, like, what is Adam going through, or what has he gone through that would lead him to do something so careless?
Because he made his trauma his wife's responsibility. I mean, he posted a story the next day. I was like, you don't even know what you're doing. You're not thinking about the people around you and how you affect them. You are living as a solo jellyfish. Did your career define you and now that's not doing so well? I think at base of it, even animals protect their people.
So can we define code as the ethics that govern the way that you treat yourself and other people you love?
I think it's choose what loyalty means to you, but don't make the people you love pay for it. I think only people who have experienced safety would understand what that meant. And I don't think a lot of people have, you know? And I think knowing safety is a privilege of mine. What you're not going to do is when I offer you safety and a foundation and security is turn it against me. You know, is take that away from me because that's your lifestyle. I think that's something in relationships that I fear about, like I think about often. The way you absorb the world, although it doesn't have to be the same as me, you should still be trying to make sure that I feel safe in it too.
Period.
Okay.
And that's what triggered me, even. Because the whole thing that she said about safety... And yes, obviously, like she was saying, safety is a privilege.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that not everybody gets to experience.
But now for the folks that have experienced safety, how do we navigate the world with the people that haven't felt safety? And what is the right way to go about things? And is there any truth to what she's saying?
Well, there's a lot of truth to what she's saying, yes. But first, what is safety to you? What does safety mean to you? Safety in a relationship?
Safety in general is treating people with morals, to me.
Okay.
Safety is having a respect for human beings in general. So, like, I would never do something hurtful and harmful to you because I understand how that would affect you. And the same way that I would treat you, I would treat a random person on the street. But not everybody, I feel like not everybody has that understanding because some people have even like the outlook of like every man for themselves.
Right, so not everybody has the same morals. How you conduct yourself and what you feel to be good or bad or the right or wrong way, the next person might disagree.
So then what the heck are we supposed to do here? Because then we have people like Mr. Adam Levine that literally put his whole family on blast and was like his wife is suffering, his kids are suffering.
Yeah, that was very publicized.
Yeah.
Everything out there.
Yeah. And I just like how she said like the whole thing about you could tell how certain people have never experienced safety. And it's just like, it's so true. We see it in so many different people about how they carry their lives. It's like, do these people just not have morals, or what is it? Like, I definitely have a privilege of understanding what safety is, and I know that other people were not, like, brought up the way that I was brought up.
Right.
Maybe they didn't have, like, a stable family or something like that, and so maybe that defines their character and their morals and the way that they interact with other people in the world. But also how, like, where's the middle ground of, like, okay, you're an adult now.
Right. I think also a base level of safety should be that no matter what happens, if your morals are different to mine, if you act out of character, in my opinion, a base level of safety should be knowing that no matter what happens here, it's not going to be put out there for the world to then enter this relationship.
Yes, so you're saying basically within a relationship, friendship, any type of connection, that you have the understanding that safety to you is whatever goes on here stays here.
Yes.
But now I'm talking about, okay, whatever goes on here and the way that whatever goes on here, your actions still have an effect.
Yes.
Right?
On everyone around you.
On everyone around you. So where does that come in, like, with how you act? Because it's like, regardless of if the public knows or doesn't know, the people around you are still the people around you are still suffering by your actions.
Yeah.
And so as an adult, is it not your responsibility to treat people with kindness and treat people in a way that, like, you, like she was saying, like, have empathy for people? And as an adult, you should just know better to not do certain things that will affect, like, your loved ones especially. So, like, I get, like, what you're saying, like, okay, whatever, things are gonna go on, just don't spill it out to the public. But regardless,
it's
things
not
are
even
gonna...
the public. I was saying, like, even when you talk about to friends and family, don't...
And yeah, like, keep it within the household.
Right.
Okay, cool. But now you keep it within the household, they're still gonna do shitty things that are gonna affect you.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, don't you think that, you know, you should have that kind of, like...
Well, you said one should just know better than to do that. Takes you said, right?
Yeah.
That takes communication. But yes, one should know that certain actions are going to affect your partner. Certain things are wrong are
Right.
hurtful.
Right.
So one, in that case, needs to just have enough self-discipline to say, hey, I'm not happy here, instead of going outside, instead of what he did, cheating and putting everything out there. End your relationship first. What are you going to do? If you want out, if you're miserable, why hurt them behind their back?
Okay. Yeah, like,
end this situation and go be where you want to be.
Oh, okay. I mean, I have a different perspective, but I get that.
What's your perspective?
Make that shit work.
Yes, a relationship takes work, but if you've made it to the point where you've had enough, which some people unfortunately do.
Oh my god.
you're the one relationship for life.
Yeah, man.
No separation, no breaking up, no nothing.
Yeah.
That's not realistic. I don't think that's realistic. Both people need to want to make it work. You can't just make a relationship work if it's one-sided.
True. Yeah, you can't. You can't.
So in that case, then, safety in the relationship for me is knowing that should your feelings change, or should your mindset change, or our level of communication change, you are disciplined enough and self-aware enough to bring that to the table, put it out in the open, and then proceed with your life. Don't do shady
just be straight up with it.
Be straight up.
To avoid the damage that comes from being shady.
Right.
Okay, that's one way. True. So then that would be safety. Yeah, it would. Communication, right?
Communication.
Dang. Communication. Okay. There was something else that they said that I wanted to... Okay, I wanted to talk about empathy.
Right.
So they were saying something about some people... Okay, safety being a privilege and empathy. So is empathy something that we can demand or expect from people? Because I know for me, I've struggled with that because naturally I'm a very empathetic person.
Right.
To the point of my fault even. Like, I'm too empathetic, I think.
Yes.
Yes. But when it comes to interacting with other people, is empathy something that we can expect from people?
No. I don't you also said demand. I don't
Or
think you
demand.
can demand or expect any sort of emotion, reaction, or thought process from another person. You can hope for it, but you can't go about the world just expecting that everyone carries themselves the same way you do or reacts to the situation the same way that you would.
Okay,
it's
see-
not realistic.
See, but this is the issue that I have with humanity.
Humanity as a whole.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that empathy is like a basic human thing.
Yes, but empathy is also situational. What you feel empathy for, or moments where you're empathetic, next person might not be.
But that's what I'm saying is like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yes.
And we all kind of, in the same way, we experience things differently, but our emotions all come down to the same emotion sometimes. Like, if we see someone get hit by a car,
Some people would be shocked in the moment and go, I don't want to be involved in that, and keep driving. Some people think about the traffic. If you're in the car behind, you think ambulances are coming, police cars are coming, this is going to be a traffic jam, I need to get out of this scene before it floods. Other people go, oh my gosh, let me help that person. What is happening? Call 911. Go see if that person's okay.
see, I think this is the issue because I can't comprehend the fact that someone would see someone get hurt and not run, like...
How many people see someone fall over and laugh their ass off? That is
Yeah,
the funniest
it
thing.
is
You're
funny,
falling,
though.
yes, you're injured. People laugh first and check if you're okay later.
Yes.
I do.
I do too.
Okay.
I laugh. I will. But we still have, like, there's still something inside of us that cares about that person.
Yes.
And doesn't want to see them get hurt, right? And so
Right.
we help.
So you have the emotion first,
Yes.
but then everyone's reaction is different. If the emotion is within
Okay.
everyone, that's one thing. But then the reaction varies. Like you said, you would check in on that person.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually. Okay.
That's where I laugh. Depending how bad, obviously, if you, like, cracked your head open,
Okay.
there's no laughing.
Okay, think you said hit by a bus. Everyone feel
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Everyone feels shock. They're worried about that person. They're going, oh no, that person's injured. How many people are crowding around the scene versus actually helping?
This is what I'm saying. It's like, what, like, shouldn't we all have that, like, empathy to help people? Like,
We should, but it's an ideal, but it's
not reality.
not reality.
So that's basically the whole Adam Levine situation. It sums it up. It's like, ideally, as a man or whatever, someone in a partnership, you should never do that to your family.
Correct.
But the world is broken. And so that's just what it is. Like, we just have to accept that.
No, I've always
Or it's
hated that
managing.
phrase, it is what it is, because that's never the case. Things can always change, people grow, and things can develop. You can't just accept a situation if it's terrible.
No, but I mean, accept the fact that, like, everyone's gonna have a different reaction to things, or everyone's gonna have
Yeah.
different morals. Like, not everyone's
You
gonna
have
be
to accept
a
the
good
fact that
person.
you can't make other people feel the same way you do. You can't make other people think the same way you do.
Even
Yes.
if it's like a basic human thing of, like, just protecting. Like she was saying, like, even animals protect their own. Like, even animals protect the ones that they love. But there's some human beings, there's some people that, like, this is your family, and you're not even able to, like, protect your family. Like, even the most basic of creatures, animals, that don't even have the same
Right.
level of thinking and consciousness as us are able to do that. So what is, like...
Well, she was saying, should we have empathy for Adam? Do we know what he was going
Yes,
through?
yeah.
Why he cheated? What made him cheat?
I
That's
think we
where
should have
Shannon's
empathy.
empathy was
Yeah.
coming from.
Yes, I think we should have empathy for him, too.
So in their relationship, from an outside perspective, do we know if the wife was aware that he was feeling so shitty in the relationship? Or for how long he was feeling that way?
But Brooke, why does it matter?
Because then, if we're feeling empathetic for Adam, who Shannon was feeling empathetic for in that moment, or that was where the question was, is any responsibility then on the wife to end the relationship or to walk away?
Hey.
If he is telling her, hypothetically, we don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. If he is telling her that he is miserable and he wants out, or he's not happy and she's not doing any work to fix it. Not that I'm not at all blaming her.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're
Okay.
saying. Yeah.
We don't know the details of the relationship, but
So we should feel empathetic for this man that's unhappy in his relationship. and still chooses to be in the relationship because it goes both ways.
No, but we're saying then, is any responsibility on her to leave the relationship? Was she aware of the unhappiness?
Maybe she probably was.
Yeah.
She probably
So
was.
then do we feel empathetic for Adam? If he's in a relationship he cannot get out of?
No, you can always get out of a relationship. That's impossible. You can always get out of a relationship. Like, you have 2 feet, you can walk out.
True, yeah.
Right. I thought she was saying, like, okay, should we be empathetic for Adam, like, what he's going through? Like, maybe he has his own... Like, maybe he has his own baggage and trauma from, like, previous relationships, and he doesn't know how to, like, manage certain things. So should we feel like, hey, Adam, maybe he doesn't have, like, the skills, like, maybe he doesn't have the communication skills to be upfront and honest with his wife, or maybe he doesn't even know that what he did was wrong, because sometimes we do things that are kind of messed up.
Yes, absolutely, everyone does. I can see that perspective, and yes, that is valid. However, I don't think it's justified, because ignorance is just not okay. You need to be able to do the work on yourself to avoid those situations.
I agree.
So yes, we can look at him and say maybe he doesn't have the communication skills, or maybe he's had traumas in the past and he's not developed enough to handle these situations and manage this stress. But then on the flip side, you are grown enough to realize that about yourself.
That's what you think, though. That's what you think.
Should be, yeah. Realize that about yourself and do the work to better yourself.
I know, but not everybody chooses that, right?
Okay, well then we're back at safety. How do you...
That's what I'm saying.
How do you manage a world like that?
That's what I'm saying, because not everybody is going to, like, realize their shit. Pardon my language. And not everybody is going to, like, want to put in the work to be, like, a decent human being. So for the folks that do understand what safety is and understand how important it is to function within the world, how do we go about, like, life? Because honestly, what I'm summing this all up to is, like, yes, it's a privilege to understand safety, but also at the same time, if you know safety, you know how important it is and the value that it brings in your life. And so for me, my understanding of it is like, okay, well, because I have this privilege, don't I have to also protect myself and therefore be around people that also have that same understanding?
Yes, but then how do you know that the next person has that same understanding?
You don't. You have to, like, obviously you learn that through getting to know people, right? Like, you get to know people, and obviously people reveal themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that's the only way that you can really demand empathy and safety.
You get to know a person and get to know how they are, but then we come back to, then do we have any empathy for Adam? He, in the relationship, she got to know him.
I don't have empathy for him.
Do you think that she... Not at all. Do you think that she was aware?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm always aware. Always.
Yeah. Then is all the blame on
we
him?
We know when people are not good. Like, you know when people are not the greatest of people.
Right.
It wasn't like overnight he decided to, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
It built up slowly.
Yeah.
Right? You
So
know?
then the key is also, the responsibility is also on his wife as well. Or people like his wife that know safety to, like, make that your standard.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
That we're not going to bend and turn for people that don't understand. If you don't understand it, you go and figure it out.
Absolutely. But then I think it also comes down to just continuously checking in with your partner. If I understand safety and what that means to me,
True.
I'm going to continuously check in with you to make sure that we're still on the same page.
True.
But then should that page change, as unfortunately it sometimes does, you hate the idea of relationships ending. Sometimes they have to end. I love the idea of something lasting forever. That is obviously the ideal. But it has to go both ways. So if I'm checking in with you and now either your mindset's changed or you're feeling differently.
Yeah, like, let's say I'm like...
I have to protect my idea of safety, which you're not delivering. You're not able to deliver. And whether you've realized that yourself or I see that in you, if you're not able to deliver my level of safety, I need to remove myself from the situation.
Jesus.
Basically, you can't control other people, right?
You can't.
You have to look out for yourself at the end of the day.
Pretty much, yeah, you have to look out. Okay, but then, like, yeah, you know, maybe I just live in, like, a cotton
fantasy
candy
world.
I live in a cotton candy world where Yeah, I do. I live in a cotton candy world. Okay, anyways, what did I write here? People want to be loved, but when they feel they can't be loved, they settle for being seen. Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
She said that. Okay, so basically, she said people want to be loved, and when they feel they can't be loved, they want to be seen. Right? Because then he went out and posted, like, the whole thing. I think he was, like, trying to, like, cover up the situation. Or not cover up the situation, but, like, I'm so sorry, I messed up my family, and da-da-da-da-da.
Right, so that statement was from the perspective of the person doing the hurting.
Yes. Of how when they can't be loved, that they, well, what does it really mean? They can't be loved, so they want to be seen.
She also gave the example in the same podcast that she has cheated as well. And her perspective on that was people who feel insecure or have low self-esteem or feel as though they cannot be loved, they're not worthy or capable of being loved, choose then to be seen. So they do the hurting because it's getting attention. It's getting the person that you want to love you, it's getting their attention.
Oh, okay, maybe she went from that perspective. Oh, that's
Well, that's
just
how I
sad.
took it.
Yeah.
You can't be loved, so you want to be seen. You're
True.
you're in a bad relationship that's not going anywhere. The person that you want doesn't want you back, so you go and you act out. So, but hey, they're paying attention. They're listening to me. They're looking my way.
Jesus.
Awful, absolutely awful.
Guys, what's going on?
Remove yourself from the situation.
But what if it's like 10 years deep? Still remove
Oh
yourself.
no! See, I don't like remove yourself.
But what
Time
if-
does not
Oh, true.
factor
You're
in
saying
if
you'll
it's a
find
bad
out.
relationship.
You'll know from early.
Not necessarily you'll know from early. Even
Oh, you're
if
saying even 10 years dip.
just because a person should not be in a bad relationship simply because they've dedicated 10 years of their life to it. If it's no good anymore, it's no good. But that's on both ends. She hates the idea of relationships ending. I think there's a time and a place, a season, as you say, for everything.
So okay, off topic, but so to you, your idea of, I feel like it's different with friendships and relationships.
Okay.
Because I feel like friendships, I mean, yeah, for me, my idea for friendships and relationships are different. Like, there can be friends for seasons, but you're saying there's relationships for seasons.
There can be. I love the idea of having one partner for life, getting married, building a family. I'm with
Wait.
that person till the day I die.
But you're not committed to that idea.
I'm committed to it so long as the person I'm with is committed to it. If I wind up in a relationship and I'm in love and we're building a future, and that's fantastic, and I'm putting in the work, I'm giving my everything to it, they're not reciprocating. What am I meant to do with that?
Well, then why would they get... Yeah, true. No, I get that.
They were giving their all in the beginning. Even halfway through, they're giving their all. But somewhere along the road, they switched up. They felt differently. Now I'm in it more than they are. I'm more devoted than they are. I want to work through fights. I'm not getting anything out of it anymore. Why am I hurting my... That's the whole I want to be loved over being seen. That's where that comes in, because now I'm giving my all, you're not giving it back.
So can I ask a question? So now let's say you leave the situation, you get into another relationship after. What's going to be, like, what do you think is going to be different? Like, the person that you get with, you're going to hope and just, like, hope that this person...
Well, theoretically, you learn something from every experience, every relationship.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
If you don't, you're a fool. If you don't take
No, I
lessons out
know.
of each situation, you're...
But then
you're
I just
hurting
feel like
yourself.
then you're setting yourself up for, like, a life of continuous learning, and it's like...
That is life.
No, I get it. You should always be learning, but when it comes to, like... But this is what I'm saying about, like, safety. Do you get what I'm saying about safety? It's like... People that know safety, right? So, me, I understand what safety is. So I would never, like, say there's an issue, I would never be like, there's nothing I can do for you. Like, there is nothing, like, I just don't want to work on it because I know that, like, you're already in this.
Yes.
And so me checking out and me saying, I put my hands up and I'm done with it is going to affect you really, really badly. Do you get what I'm saying about, like, understanding safety?
Yes, I do on that level.
It's like, you look out for me, I look out for you. And
But
so
it
we're
has to go
looked
both
out for.
ways.
That's what I'm saying. So then the solution is, you can't be around people that don't understand what safety is.
Right, but it takes the time. I'm saying it takes the time to get to know that person has the
Yes.
same level of safety as you.
Yeah, that you have to take time. But already when you're in a relationship or you're already in, like, some type of union with someone, by that point you should know if
You
they
should,
understand
yes.
safety, right? Before you make a commitment or anything like
Yeah.
that. or before you've been in a relationship for years, and then now they're saying, oh, I don't want to do anything. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the people that do that, the people that be like, well, actually my idea has changed, and don't want to accommodate.
But then how do you conduct yourself if your partner is saying that? You can't control how they act.
That's what I'm saying. But that only happens when you get in relationship with someone that doesn't necessarily know safety, no? Because if you knew safety, how do you do that to a person?
I disagree with that, because even if we both understand safety, and our ideas of safety are the same, we're going to conduct ourselves in a manner where not only we feel safe in this relationship, but we provide an environment for you to feel safe. And we're on the same level with that. But something's not working here. Now, even though our levels of safety are the same,
yes,
how do we conduct ourselves if the relationship itself is not working? We're still protecting each other. We're still being open and communicative about how we feel and what we want, and respecting each other. We're not stepping out. We're not hurting each other.
Yeah. You're saying,
but
like,
it's still not working. It's still not working.
See,
but our ideas of safety are the same.
I feel like that's healthy, right? Like, that's healthy.
Okay.
And then I guess this is where we differ, because I just have, like, that's where my faith comes in.
Right.
And I'm just like...
I don't have any of that.
You do low-key.
I do. It's just different. I do. I take that back. I do. It's just different.
It's just different, where I would be like, okay, like, it's just a season. Like, you know, I would just lean on, like, more so on my faith, and, like, God makes everything happen. That's what I would lean on, and that's what would get me through something like that. But I think that's what safety is, essentially, is you continuously show up, I continuously show up.
Yeah. That's a daily choice, right?
Yes, but there's people in this world that maybe didn't, like, they weren't brought up in that, or they don't really have, like, an understanding of that importance, right? And I feel like it's those people that don't necessarily show up.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Or they don't know themselves well enough to know what they truly want, so they enter something to which they feel safe in, but they're not being true to themselves, so yes, the safety is there.
But then you still don't understand safety, because if you did, you would never put someone else in that situation.
But then we get back to, what if it's unintentional, if they're unaware? If you don't know yourself well enough, if you haven't done the work on yourself to know, this is what I truly want, you settle for, this makes me happy now. It's not ideal, but it makes me happy. It's a whole...
Bruh.
Those are the types of people that you find in the world, unfortunately. There's people who haven't taken the time to get to know themselves. But it's not clear, it's not apparent when you first meet them, when you're getting to know them. They could appear confident, appear secure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, they just, like, they were innocent in the situation.
Yes, it was unintentional.
It was unintentional. So then you just
ever learning, ever growing. People are constantly changing.
Yeah, I guess that's fair too. Like, yeah, we have to give people grace to, like, grow. And figure themselves out.
What if you meet somebody super young? You're young, you get to know each other, you're on the same wavelength.
Oh, and you grow apart?
Well, you grow up and you grow apart.
I don't know, I have different views. My views are different.
Oh, the person you are today. If you were with somebody that you met when you were, say, 18.
Yeah.
The person you are today is nothing like the person you were when you were 18.
Yeah.
You still have your morals, you still have your core values, but you've changed. We all have.
Oh my god, that's, like, scary.
So then, if you and your partner from when you were 18 had that same level of safety, and you were together all these years, you're still together now,
I would still, just me being me and, like, my faith.
Make it work?
I would just have the faith to make it work.
I think that's doing yourself a disservice. I think you can both be extremely happy apart. And while you can make it work together.
I don't agree, honey. No? Because you know what? I don't agree, because even the person I was 18 and the person I am now is different. Yeah. I'm going to meet someone now, and when I'm 40, she's going to be a different person.
So you're making it sound like I'm saying just keep switching partners. That's not...
No, but I'm not saying keep switching, but I'm saying that's life. Like, we're ever evolving and we're ever changing. And so, see, my idea, this is what I've realized, is, like, you honestly have to, like, almost even in a way, like, surrender to the fact of, like, there is no perfect person. And
no perfect relationship.
There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect person. Yeah. You almost have to like surrender to what is for you. Like, you know what I mean? Because there is no one that's gonna like grow with you in life fully. No. It takes work. It takes like a willingness.
It's a lot of work, yes.
But there's no one that's gonna like, even me and you, 10 years from now, I'm gonna be into this and you're gonna be into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if we both both value our friendship, we're gonna choose to continue that connection.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a matter of who's right and who's wrong. I'm just saying, like.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I do, but it does have to be a mutual choice then.
Yes.
Even if you grow apart, you change. Yes, you're in your relationship, you grow apart, you have different interests. You have to choose to.
You have to choose, and I feel like it's a responsibility of human beings, humanity, to choose what is not only best for you, but also what's best for everybody involved in the situation.
Yes, that's where the safety comes in.
It's not about just me and what I want and what fills me. It's what fills me, but also how it affects everybody around me.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like in today's day,
people don't think that way.
No one cares about other people, and it pisses me off because it's like
everyone only thinks about themselves,
and it's like, can we have like just a sliver of empathy? Just a sliver. It goes a long way.
Okay, so that whole thinking about everyone around you, does that come into play now in the early stages, or is that only once you've built a family or started a life in
early
whatever
stage,
way?
Like just literally even to the stranger on the street, we should have empathy for.
Absolutely, yes.
And we should want to protect.
100%.
But even more so the people, like, you have even more responsibility for your core, you know what I mean? Like your family or whatever, your close friends.
Yeah.
Right? But I think it goes to everybody.
But then in a relationship, then how are your actions in the relationship affecting your partner's family in the early stages? Because you don't have a family of your own together.
Their family?
Yeah. Who's you and your partner, that level of safety together? Who are your actions affecting other than you and them?
No one, really. I mean, no one really, right? Like
I don't think so
in
either,
the early stages,
right.
No one.
Which
and my responsibility is just for them.
Right.
Like, make sure you're good. And make sure everything I do doesn't, like, it's not just all about me and how things affect me, but I'm cautious of, like, how my actions affect you.
Yes.
And if we really want to go deep and think about it, how my actions affect my partner is, okay, my actions affect my partner affects how my partner affects their family and whatever, like, everything spills out. Everything is connected.
Ripple effect.
Yeah. Right? So, yeah. I think we got to the essence that people need to be a little bit more empathetic
to people around them,
to everybody, not just the people around them, to everybody. We should be more empathetic, and we should think more about the collective, because that sounds really like ugh. But we should really think more about the collective than just our individual lives and what's pleasing to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
picture that.
Picture a world where everyone thought about everyone around them
I think
all
about
times.
you, and you think about me, and now I go and think about the random person, and everybody is just happy.
And we're back to, what was it, Candy Floss Land?
But it's possible. Is it not?
It is absolutely possible, yes.
It's possible. Not easy. It's easy to be selfish. I would love to be selfish. It's easy to be selfish. It is. But it's not easy to be.
It's hurtful to be selfish.
I know, but I'm saying it's easy because it just serves yourself, right?
I don't know, she said something else about a moment where she was venting to her mother about the time that she cheated, and her mother said, bad people don't feel guilt.
Oh, I feel that. I swear to you, bad people don't feel guilt.
Right, so when it comes to being selfish, I think it's relatively easy. Like, it is easy to always think about ourselves, but The hard part comes in while we're thinking about ourselves. How is it affecting others? And I feel bad if absolutely if I'm thinking about only me and my actions, or
because you're not a bad person. But what her mom said, bad people don't even feel it. Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's a scary world. Yeah.
But that's really how people, like, that's how, like, hello, Adam Levine. Sorry, I don't know you, sir, but you're not seeming like a good person. I don't know. He's just an example. Honestly, we can't say he's a bad person. He's just an example.
Yeah, we don't know the inner workings of their relationship and their life.
He's literally just, like, an example to, like, you know. Yeah.
He did a bad thing. I don't think he's a bad person.
Yeah, sure, whatever. That was a bad thing, whatever. So basically that was the end of what we're saying, is that, what's our moral of the story? Is that try and be a good person and my moral of the story is try and be a good person and try and think about how your actions affect the people around you. And I would say, even going deeper, try and think about how your actions affect the collective.
Yeah. I'd say whatever impression you leave on the person you're interacting with is going to affect how they interact with the next person.
See what I'm talking about? The collective. It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. It's a ripple effect.
It's a cycle. It's a ripple effect. Yes. So that is it for today, y'all. Comment your thoughts, your ideas. I don't know. We'll be looking.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. My pleasure, honey. Okay. Bye.